All right. Hey, everybody. It's Jason Blaha here. I'm just sitting here drinking my morning coffee, looking sexy as hell as usual. Getting ready for a back and bicep day once this coffee chat is over. It is cold. It is cold out there. Not looking forward to any of that part. All right. How's the audio, guys? I just cranked the volume to the max. Hopefully it'll stay there. You guys let me know. In the meantime, let me see what the temperature is. 34 degrees Fahrenheit. That is almost freezing. We don't get freezes where I live, so that's kind of a big deal that it's hit freezing. That's the temperature where water turns into a solid. All right. Again, I'm in the Houston area. We don't get a lot of that. All right. It's a little warm here, but makes my training interesting this week. It says, hey, Coach. By the way, guys, I don't read any troll comments in the coffee chats, and since the thing doesn't get replayed, no one's going to see it later. So you guys can post what you want. What's your advice to autistic guys who want to succeed with women? I have no idea, brother. I don't really have advice there other than the same advice I would give other guys. Big Bill. You need three things. If you really, really want to get women easy, and when I say these things, they don't need to be extreme. So we need to be clear on that. Because again, you don't have to be a millionaire. Financial security, be fit and in shape, and add some sort of third hobby to add depth and character that women might like. I recommend getting really good at cooking, learning a musical instrument, or some sort of artistic ability, just to give yourself some depth. Advice for generalized back pain. It's in the lower back and wraps around to the hips. Okay, just pain, obviously not injuries. If we're just talking pain, because again, I don't do back injuries really, not at least in this environment. I would say work on anything that gets blood flow to it. If you do not have access to a reverse hyperextension, I'm going to recommend that you get some mini bands and do high rep good mornings to work that area better, get more blood flow to it to build up the connective tissue. Now, if it's something that persists, obviously you want to consult a medical doctor about it. Right? The immortal Dr. Rackpool says, I was just catching up on your earlier live, Jason. Appreciate it, guys. All right. Hey, Coach, says William. Big Bill says, sound device, the problem is I'm 300 pounds. I've been over 300 pounds, Big Bill. So let me read your point out. Sound advice. The problem is I'm 300 pounds. I'm a big guy and can't see myself ever becoming ripped in my lifetime. Well, there's the problem. You can't see it. So fix it. Visualize it and then do it. Look, Big Bill. Live on nothing but steak, eggs, avocado, and a few other vegetables, and maybe some milk, some other dairy for the next couple of years, and lift weights and train really hard. There you go. All right. Do your training fasted. You'll get lean. All right. Quit trying to do flexible dieting. Quit trying to bulk. Just drop all that stuff. Just diet down. All right. You'll be fine. You're welcome. And Big Bill, I do have coaching slots open. It's an FYI. Just an FYI. Also, guys, if you will follow me on the Facebook page here, it would be greatly appreciated. And run down the road and like on my post from the last day or so. All right, let's see if we can do that. How many coaching slots are open? I don't have a set number, Chip. My mom wants to lose weight. What cardio is best for older people? Why are we assuming cardio is better for lifting weights? That's not what the data is showing. Why don't you get her on some resistance training? Obviously, walking is good, right? Obviously, walking is good, but get her resistance training. The data shows there's where your best long-term body composition happens. Do you think deloading is necessary? Let's just cut out the entire qualifier. Andrew, let's just start with the first half. The answer is no. No. Deloading is not necessary. All right. Jason, do you prescribe? No, I'm not a medical doctor. I can't prescribe steroids. Do my enhanced clients get gear advice if they want it, of course? Greener, I want you to listen to what I said again, and then what does any of that have to do with powerlifting? He said, ain't no way my 60-year-old man, I'm going to say mom, will get into powerlifting when never lifted a weight in her life. Where did I say powerlifting? Did I say anything about maxes on a squat, bench, or deadlift? All right. You telling me that she can't pick up some 5-pound dumbbells? Come on, dude. So you asked, and I gave you the answer. I gave you the solution. Did I not? And you argued. So why did you bother asking the question? Have I ever considered getting any tattoos? Yes, but I most likely will not do it. William, once they get too old, they can't. William, that's simply not true. That has been debunked over and over by plenty of coaches. People have literally gotten into the gym and started resistance training who were 70 years old. Tim says, Jason, will you bring back skilling up your crafting? No. Do you believe in any peptides that are decent for muscle growth? IGF-1, I guess. I mean, that would be like the last resort. That would be the final thing you would add if you're trying to become a pro bodybuilder. Like, again, if you're trying to be just absolutely massive, like 260 ripped. But otherwise, no. I mean, even growth hormone is really your most useful peptide. It's not necessarily for muscle growth. That's a very nuanced topic. What's your take on the black pill? I think if you get involved following black pill stuff, your life will deteriorate completely. I would advise you run from any of the black pill things. Just get away from it. Like the whole mindset is a disease for your brain, and it will lead to nothing but depression. Right? It will lead to depression. I know Emma's not currently a client. We talk and she'll eventually come back. She talked about it recently with me, the possibility of coming back. Louie is a client though at this time, her ex-husband. No, William, she's focused on marathons and endurance sports right now. Tim says, what's the dumbest thing a client has asked you? I don't know. I mean, keep in mind, I've had some clients who really don't know things. And so, I mean, I've got some really dumb questions. Dumb questions in regards to what? I mean, I've had everything as dumb as, do you think, Okay, I got one. Here's the dumbest question a client's ever asked me. So since you said the boobs isn't natural and he's my natural hero, he looks really androgenic. So do you think he runs just tons and tons of like halo testing? Because he looks really androgenic. That's up there as a dumb question, I suppose. Chris, I'm not big toe at all. I'm not big toe at all. I hang out with multiple women every single week. If I had a choice between death and big toe, I'd probably just choose death. All right. So would you suggest getting old person to progressive overload like everyone else? Of course. That's where the little tiny dumbbells come in handy. Like if they can do 10 reps with a 5-pound dumbbell, take them to 11. So the Rival Fitness Natty or not, he took a shot at you recently. What did he do? And you guys got to link me the shots people take it. And you can't just tell me. You guys can link it in my DMs. I don't know what shot he took at me. I'll get to him eventually, though. Cliff J, thoughts on the steroids being developed over 40 years ago? Aren't you surprised given technological advances? There's no recent breakthroughs. You know why? Because we're dealing with the androgen receptor. And essentially, the attempts to improve upon them have failed. Like SARMs were a complete failure. Okay. SARMs were a complete failure. That was one effort to improve upon them. Jason, what's the value of doing sets of 3 to 6 to get your volume in over a training max plus sets of 10, and which one? Dan, that's way too complicated of a question. Because you're asking for the specifics of what do I, it's going to depend entirely upon what's going on with the client. Right? It's going to depend entirely on what's going on with the client, what they're doing. Generally, though, if we're doing any back off work of 3 to 5 or whatever, it's going to tend to be for direct carryover to that lift itself, right, in terms of movement pattern. Do you coach Indian? Why wouldn't I coach Indians? Obviously, I have Indian. You've seen at least one Indian client or two, like publicly shown as clients. So that pretty much answers that. All right. Too much work. Greener says, mom's plans walk on treadmill for 1.5 hours a day to get a 10K step. Sounds awful. Yeah. Yeah. It's 2025. We should have better and safer than testing Primo. What do you mean? Hey, Cliff, why? What do you mean we should have better and safer? Those are amazing. But Primo isn't even prescribed anymore in the US. It's no longer FDA approved. It's generally tested nandrolone is what's prescribed in the US. And they work just fine for all the medical reasons. Okay. Swimming is good, but it's massive effort to get there and changed. Yeah, she needs to be resistance training with it too, Greener. And that's really not optional. Like this is 2025. No one out there who's even remotely educated is in fitness or weight loss is going to tell you that not lifting weights is a good idea. So again, I gave you the information, and if she's not going to listen, then let her fail in her goals. I mean, she's making that choice. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Opinions on Turk Builder. I don't know what that means. Dan says, would you make a video explain the difference? I've been wondering for years. Dan, I need a coherent question. Are you asking why a person would do back off triples on a big lift to get carry over to that lift? Right? That's kind of the point. Now, the other thing is, yeah, for things like squatting, because most people are not going to want to do sets of 10 on a squat or a deadlift. Is it true Alpha Destiny is dating Crystal Stooping? No, I doubt it. Okay. I mean, look at the advantages and things like Ozempic, but we still stuck with Test and Primo. Hey, Cliff, because they work. Like, I'm not sure why you think that we need something better. And we do have something stronger. Are you talking about tighter androgen receptor binding? Well, that would be Nandrolone, DECA, right? Technically, it is a stronger androgen binder. Edu says Alpha Destiny lied about being Italian. He's actually Greek. I thought we all knew he was Greek. Did he ever claim Italian? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. This is clearly a fake William now. This is someone else. Okay, Cliff, then why don't you just use DECA? It doesn't affect hair. So it's kind of like you keep mentioning problems and you don't seem to understand that this is why DECA is prescribed. That's why really Nandrolone is the only prescribed anabolic anymore in the US for the most part. Test and Primo is used for the overall the clean gains and cosmetic benefit. So again, if your hair is a big concern, then use Nandrolone. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to avoid all the troll stuff because none of it's going to be in the replay anyways. None of these questions are going to be there. Is carrots good for beta alanine? I have no idea. It's good for beta carotene. It's good for beta carotene. Hey, Jose, I don't normally answer troll questions, but you're making weird statements that you know are not true. So yeah, just chill, dude. I mean, trying to pretend that I'm racist or don't like Latinos is absurd. I'm sorry, that's just absurd. Let me see. I have a Latino family, Latino family members. I've dated Latinos. It's like that's just an absurd take. It's ridiculous. Toby, is there a way to contact you about coaching? Yes, you can make a messenger account and message me. Like saying that I'm not on social media right now is silly. Like, first of all, everyone's on social media. Two, if you want to contact me, you need to make a messenger account and message me. It's pretty straightforward, dude. Because I coach through Messenger. So you need to have the app. It's pretty straightforward. And I have clients who don't do Facebook at all. They just have the Messenger app purely for the coaching. Pretty straightforward. Hey, Riley says, Coach, thoughts on chemtrails? I literally don't think about chemtrails at all. It's called planes leaving vapor trails. Aren't you worried about the airport? No. Chip, no, I did not. What? I think you guys remixed some weird stuff because I never implied any of that. Seriously? Edu says, what about radioactive? What? You guys, I don't care about any of that conspiracy stuff. Okay. Yeah, you guys clearly remixed some weird stuff with AI voicing or something if you think I said that. Y'all are delusional. Okay. Let's get over to real questions. I actually don't know my current waist measurement. It fluctuates a lot through the day. You think we should acquire Greenland? I don't know. Maybe, yeah. We should maybe consider acquiring Greenland. I don't know. Greener says, you have experience, Coach, taking time to answer questions. You guys are wasting time trolling. Exactly. They are, man. They're just wasting time trolling because they have nothing going on in their life other than me. That's why they do this in all the lives. It's sad, actually. Dan says, I notice you have some clients getting all their volume in through the big lifts for sets of 3 to 8 and minimal accessories and others using minimal lifts. I have very few clients doing the first. I don't have any current clients doing the first. Which are your favorite types of clients to train? I don't know that I have a favorite type of client. I mean, Cliff, what do you mean by type? All right. You like young guys, bulking, dad bod, coaching guys to lose weight. Cliff, I don't have a favorite like that. I can say younger guys are the most difficult to coach. Right. Where would you recommend learning about S&C programming? Any good books, online learning resources? I've heard good coaches say, yeah, most coaches say that. So, I would start with all of Louis Simmons's work and then go down the whole gamut of other coaches who are out there. Look and see what they're saying. Look at their seminars. Look at their data. There's limitless amounts of information. But I would start with all the West Side stuff, all the old West Side stuff, all the elite FTS stuff, and build from there. Rack pulses. Natural Frenchie is a gormless goof. His videos so long and boring. Yeah, pretty much. No, I haven't done any gaming in a couple of years. Okay. All right. I've tried reading Louis' work and I find it extremely difficult to follow. Well, you have to understand his lingo and manner of communication. Once you do that, you're pretty good. All right. But again, you have to take in the totality of it. Right? You have to take in the totality of it, Dan. Yeah, Louis is difficult to follow, but it's a gold mine. It's a gold mine of information and knowledge. Once you learn how to sort through all of it. Right? Thoughts on T-bar rows? They're just another lifting model. I don't do them, and I have a great back. But I think rows in general are good. Right? I don't think there's any type of bad row per se. It's just bad execution of rows. Rowing hurts my back. Well, you do, then you got to look at what you're doing differently. Follow a lot of sources. I mean, I look into Greg's stuff sometimes, not really Eric Helms. Hey, Cliff, I don't really follow anyone specifically right now. If you're looking for specific names, I mean, I simply delve in to see what data they're talking about, ideas, guys like Minnow, Lyle, Greg Knuckles. But generally, if I'm looking for really serious training information, I'm going to tend to go with Louis Simmons' old stuff. Occasionally peek in at what they're doing at Elite FTS, and just talk. I talk with other coaches. We compare notes. We discuss. I probably have 15 coaches I chat with every now and then, back and forth, messenger, occasional video calls. We just compare notes, right? Do I still spend a large chunk of time researching? No, I don't really need to. Educating, yeah, I do it every day. You're here where it happens. It's called YouTube and Facebook. No, I don't need to spend a large chunk of time researching because there's not really much new information for me to see or read anywhere for training. I compare notes with other coaches. That's pretty much my education at this point as far as research, because no one is writing new information to my knowledge. Mm-hmm. Favorite Rocky movie? I don't know. I guess the first one. All right. We're about a half hour deep. Time for me to go get my training done, guys. It's getting later. I need a new cup of coffee. So let's wind it down. And I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.